Okay, we are recording. I'm super excited. We have Nicholas Bacheneau from corporate here to answer a couple of questions that we have all been kind of tearing into the website. We're really excited. We thank you and appreciate you being here, but also the site looks awesome. However, we're a little confused, so we wanted some help.
No problem. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to answer. I'm glad to hear you guys like the site. This has been a incredible project for a while now. I think it's been a year straight. We've been working on this, and I know I've told you many times that it's been coming. I told many other people it's been coming, and it's finally here. And to be expected, there are little bits and pieces that don't quite behave exactly the way that we thought they would. But the good news is that the power of this website is actually so much greater than it was with the old one that we can make these adjustments and resolutions happen pretty quickly. So that's good news. So I would say to anybody who's been experiencing basically anything, just give it a little bit of time. We're almost there. For the most part, everything is in. I have been kind of considering this as a wonderful move, like a house move, except the fun part is that we're taking all your stuff and we put it into your new house. We unpacked it for you. It's all there, right? Everything is there. All our old stuff is there. All your old orders are there. The commission history is there, all that. So we haven't lost anything along the way. We're certain of that, but some things have changed. And so we're happy to discuss and do whatever we need to make sure.
So with that, are all numbers current as of today?
Yeah. And okay. So, it's a bit of a tricky thing because we had a lot of problems in the old site, and to be perfectly honest, not everything calculated the way that it was supposed to all the time. And that's no big secret, like everybody knows that they had a little bit of, leeway here and there. The good news is that everything is calculating correctly site. And so we knew that would be an issue because we thought, oh, well, when we go over, it's all going to be right. What's everybody going to say? But all of a sudden it's correct. And it's maybe a little bit different than it was before. So this month particularly is going to be a bit of a hiccup month for us. It'll be a bit of a change. But going into next month, everything will be exactly accurate, exactly the way it should be. So to answer your question, yes, everything is correct. Especially with commissions history, there's a couple of different questions surrounding that. We can maybe go into detail with it later. But if you're looking particularly at historical commissions, you're going to want to find that one tab underneath the business section in your back office that says commissions history before July 4th, 2019. That will actually update to today's date because all of our last round of commissions basically processed out of the old system. And then going forward, everything will be showing in the commissions reports that are in the same tab.
So that goes for like the monthly, like today's commission.
Yeah, correct. They'll show up in the historical aspect.
After today.
But no, so for everything leading up to today, after today, everything will show up in either the commissions report weekly or commissions report monthly, both of which are incredible views, by the way. If you hadn't had a chance to browse the videos that we put together and put out, it shows them very briefly. And you can see how each commission is broken down. You can see exactly which amounts you're getting per commission, which orders generated that commission. And what's really nice is that you're going to see it a whole lot more quickly, almost in real time. The database for us now processes volume in about 20 minutes compared to the almost day that it took beforehand. So massive improvement there. The one thing that may be confusing, however, is when you get to the monthly commissions report, some of those aren't going to show for a while because they don't calculate until the end of the period, or they could be changing along the way. So that's an important consideration too. But yeah, so everything up till today will show up in the commission's history report. Versus going forward from here, everything else will show in the commissions report weekly or commissions report monthly.
Now, is that currently, like right now, it's there? Because maybe I'm just missing it.
Yeah, I mean, if you
so today's actual check is.
Today's actual check is getting ready to go out.
It's out. I have it. I was paid already. I was paid already. But my question is, I don't see it. Like.
It'll show there.
Okay. So it's not yet there. I'm not crazy.
Not yet. You're not crazy. Give it a little bit of time. I can't imagine that it won't be there by the end of the day. I know for a fact that they're working on that right now.
So moving forward, though, how you used to do it was that everything was kind of calculated around the 6th or the 7th for the previous month, and then we would kind of see it sitting there to be sent. this amount, so that we kind of knew, okay, this is what we're getting in this check this month or this week or on a Friday. Will that be the case?
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see it again immediately for the weekly commissions.
That's what I noticed. That was kind of cool.
Very fast. Yeah. They'll do it right away. The monthly commissions, it just depends on, when they can be calculated, like, so say for instance, if you're waiting to hit your rank and you're not sure if you're going to get the lifestyle commission, it's not going to show that you're getting it until you've fully confirmed that, so things could change with monthly by a little bit. You'll see it calculate MIG, which is very interesting, and you'll see a numbers there that you're getting if you're qualified, and then you'll see it start to decrease, which is going to be weird for people, but that's just because you're making more money along the way. So that's one of those ones where it's kind of like, what's going on here? Well, my MIG is creeped down a little bit because I'm actually making more money. So, but
now you can actually see it, where before it just felt like we were losing money, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll see it come along. My recommendation for this issue specifically is just patience for now. The migration, is always going to be just a little bit rocky. But when we go forward here, we've seen it working correctly. We've seen it calculating correctly. It's beautiful. It's going to be a lot more information than you guys are actually used to. So get ready for that. But just have a little bit of patience in the meantime. When we get through the next, when we get through this pay period and we finally get into the next month's pay period, it's going to be spot on. So.
Okay, and then on that kind of note, so we were kind of both wondering, is there like a monthly, like, I guess because we're all used to looking at everything as 1 month at a time, right? And now it seems like when it pulls up customers, when it pulls up our team, it's just pulling up a list of I don't even know if it's alphabetical or what, but like, I know it shows my downline, but then it'll show my downline, like, let's say my son, for an example, because he's somebody I just feel comfortable talking about his account, but it'll say like what he needs to get to his next rank. And then I'll see him listed 12 more times or whatever, 5 more times for the next 5 ranks. He's listed numerous times.
Are you talking about the striking distance report on your dashboard?
It's on the dashboard. Yeah. But
so this is, sorry. So you're right. Exactly. It's going to show it 12 more times for each of the next ranks, right?
Okay.
Well, here's why, because in your organization, he's the person who has the most volume. So he's closest to all the rest
of those ranks.
Right? Makes sense? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a little bit confusing in that regard when you go to the striking distance report and you open up all ranks. If you go to a particular rank, it'll make a little bit more sense because that'll show that particular rank and then all the rest of the people that are close to it. So when you see Nick that many times, he's still actually the closest in your organization to all the rest of those ranks. And so that's why you see him multiple times,
And do you want to ask anything on that? You look like you have a question.
Yeah, no, so it's sorted by how much GV away you are from the next rank. So
yeah, correct. So if you can go ahead.
And Jamie, you can select, like, if you want to see just who's close to executive, you can select that and filter your view to see who's closest to executive director and exactly how many points away they are. So that's kind of cool.
Right. Yes, that I saw, but we're not going to be able to. So now in terms of, let's say I want to go to Anne's team. Okay. And I want to look at her downline specifically. So I saw that. Am I viewing it the same way she would be viewing it and the same way I would view mine, like whoever's closest to striking distance? So I have to really, if I'm looking for somebody specific, I really have to pick through it, right?
Tell me, when you go to view from her, what do you mean?
I'm not on it right now.
Like, if that's the way, if you want to see who in my downline is closest to a certain rank, but otherwise you would go to team and then my downline, and you can sort by like sponsor and stuff. But yeah, I haven't found, there's the node view also, but that's under team.
I'm sorry.
That's how I've been looking at downlines through the node view.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure of the question. Can you repeat or clarify?
Jamie,
yeah, no, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe I should be just looking, I'm used to looking at it a different way. So if I'm looking at it through node view, is that the way we should be really tracking? Let's say I want to look at somebody else in Anne's downline who's not close to striking distance. right? Just because you guys, so it's hard for me to explain because I know what I usually look at, you know?
Yeah. So I think I get what you're getting at. I wouldn't place for you guys too much importance on the regular practices that you know and are familiar with
Right.
in life and business. That's not the place to view your downline information. The best places to view your downline information are going to be in my downline report, and they're going to be in group orders, because that's where you'll be able to see the total volume amounts of all of your orders over the course of a certain period, and you can filter by date for that area. So, you know, let's say that we want the full amount of volume from a specific person, we could look there. You know, same thing in my downline. If you wanted to see that person's volume, you could go there and you could find that person's volume in my downline. Now, the same information is also available in NodeView, same as it always has been. So, although the striking distance report is a powerful new tool, I wouldn't get caught up on using it for figuring out what's actually happening in your organization, because it's more of a one-off type deal.
That, you know? Yeah, that is what you just said. It is a great tool, but I got very caught up in it, especially too, because I see people in that section that aren't really working either. So that was kind of confusing too, is that I see people that aren't really at where it says, or I don't know. You know what I mean? It just doesn't.
And so when you go to team and then my downline, is that sorted by the most recently signed up person? Is that how that's sorted?
It is not. What I have actually requested recently is to have that sorted by total group volume. So it'll put the highest amount of group volume at the top, which I think
so that's going to change.
Yeah, it'll change. I think that's probably the most useful way to be able to see it. So that's what we're going to do. A couple other things about my downline too is currently showing customers. A lot of people have had questions about that. That will not be the case. Same deal with my customers. For whatever reasons, if some people have BA showing up in there, that will also not be the case. Yep, there you go. So both of those, unfortunately, errors, don't worry, they're quick fixes. I imagine they'll be fixed in the next couple of days. So that should be really clear. Another question we're looking at my downline, people have asked, you know, how can I see those people who are personally sponsored only? Currently, there is a way to do it by choosing the sponsorship level. So you can choose all numbers below you will show only the people that are on each level.
So that level 1 is truly my first level people.
Your first level sponsorship level people. So if you want to say, for instance, I'm trying to make sure that my split is good for my rank, then you're going to want to look at placement level 1, right? Because that's what we consider. It's not sponsorship level. That's an entirely different thing. It's placement level. So if you were trying to look at your split, or if you were trying to make sure that you have your number of active brand ambassadors or whatever commission it is, then you'd look at placement level. So you'd open up placement level 1. That way you'd know, and you'd know exactly where that total information is, how to cap things and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're adding checkboxes that will simply say, you know, instead of choosing this number of levels, show only personally sponsored people, show only placed people. And then
so that'll be something that's added. Yeah. So currently, due to the kink that's in the system right now, would it be fair to say, because I just want to make sure that everybody else that's seeing this issue or having this problem, that they know that it's not just like them, this is something that's being worked on. What's currently the fastest way to see how many of your personal or like customers have placed an order this month? Like, people are concerned about their 3 and free, let's say. They don't know where their customers are.
Yeah.
Is there a quick way?
So we're going to adjust the My Customers view by a little bit to include a bit more of that information. But the fastest way would be to go to the business tab and in the section that says customer orders. And then from there, you could set the date range. By default, it will go to the current month. But if you were wondering about 3 for free, you would set it for the previous month, right?
Yeah.
And then now there's also the ability to filter status. And so you want to choose probably all statuses just so you can see, except for canceled or except for unpaid, which obviously wouldn't count. And then from there, you know, something that's really interesting, that's a pretty awesome feature in almost all of these reports, is that you're able to sort by clicking the little arrows to the right of whatever the title of the column is, and that will bring up, you know, that particular field of information. You know, it'll sort it basically largest to smallest or smallest to largest, depending on what it is that you're looking at. So if it were me, I would go to customer orders. I would choose all of last month. So I would set my from date to June 1st. I would set my end date to June 30th. And then from there, I would choose to sort all of the people. So the volume with the highest amount comes up at the top. Now, here's a very interesting tidbit that I don't know how well has been communicated, but we've actually made a pretty massive improvement to the 3 for Free program, which I like a lot. As just a little nugget kind of fit in right at the end there, 3 for Free will now only be calculated off your actual top 3 preferred customers, which is fantastic.
Awesome.
I know,
My
right?
QD for the last 14 months.
And
Yeah.
as somebody with
I had someone.
points.
2
Yes.
points.
You get that one guy with 2 points, and
average.
it's a total pain, and it brings the average down. Yeah, so now
That
it's calculated on
is
top.
incredible. I
Glad to
love
hear it.
that.
Glad to hear you're happy about that one. You can thank our VP of IT, Rachel Harris, for fitting that one in.
She's awesome. That's very smart.
That was her idea, yep. And so we were able to get that one done right before we went live. And so that's the way that's working now.
Oh, that's awesome.
So would it be safe to say, Nicholas, that part of the improvements might be in the my customer view to see if they are currently set up on AutoShip?
Yeah, correct. And we even like to be able to show what their next run date is and what the volume amount is.
Okay, that'd be amazing.
So both of those things are upcoming. You're not the first person to ask for it. We have the idea in queue. We're working on some more critical things in the meantime, but yeah, a little bit further down the road, we're going to have both of those pieces of information available for you.
In terms of when their next one rolls?
Yeah, it'll show in the my customers view, not the customer orders view, but it'll show my customers. It'll show whether or not they're set up on SmartShip, what the next run date is, and what the volume amount of it.
Because right now we can only see it after it's already been placed and processed. We can't see what's coming up, so we can't.
And that's not a change. It was like that in the old system, so we haven't lost any functionality.
Well, it said yes, they were on AutoShip, right?
If you saw, you could see that they were set up on AutoShip, and you could see, like, if they enrolled on June 19th, you could assume on July 19th it's going to run again.
You're right, and exactly
the
same way in this system. If they're a preferred customer, then they're on AutoShip. You could look at their enrollment date, same sort of thing. You will even be able to see your customer's order history. So, and if you go to My Customers and you click on that person, you can see their order history. You won't be able to see the contents of the order, but you will be able to see the ship date, the date amount, the BB, all of that. So you'll be able to see, oh, they processed on the 19th, and well, guess what? It's probably going to be on the 19th again. So we've got that in the meantime, but yeah.
And I have a question. I had a customer who was a preferred customer for a while, a few months, got some products. Then she turned off her auto shipment for like probably the last 2 months. She turned it back on in July. Her order went out and was processed as an auto shipment on Saturday, and she was charged full price.
She was charged full price. Yeah. Okay. So 2 things. First of all, please go ahead and feel free to send that off to customer support. We can get the balance of that funded. Yep. Was actually a small issue, which I fixed just earlier this morning. Is a temporary fix that we have put in, will actually show as a promotion that is going to take a discount of the correct percentage off of the order. So we are working on adjusting so that wholesale price shows accordingly for people who have just set their SmartShip up for the first time. And that's going to happen exactly correctly in the future. But in the meantime, we've gone ahead and we made an adjustment. So anybody else going forward from here, even if it is their very first setup SmartShip, it will still process on it.
It'll be discounted. Yeah. Okay. I just didn't know something changed there. Okay.
So if you have any other cases of that or hear any other cases, please, of course, feel free to reach out to support. My opinion is this: if it processes on SmartShip, then it should be a SmartShip order. That may not be the case necessarily for those customers' individual orders, however. So let's say, for instance, they set up their SmartShip and they went to go place an individual order. Well, more than likely that individual order is going to charge them retail because they have not yet had a SmartShip order process. If it's on SmartShip, we want it to process at wholesale, of course, but they haven't had a SmartShip yet. This is deterring the people who used to set it up. Go process at wholesale, cancel it right away. That was not the idea. The idea is to have people processing their auto ship orders. And so since we wanted that, if they set it up and they haven't had one process yet, they'll probably go to the shop and they'll end up paying retail because they haven't had a SmartShip order process yet. So a little bit of a change there too.
So on that note, what is now being done to prevent that? people signing up, getting
exactly that. They can't get wholesale on individual orders, until their first SmartShip is processed. So their first SmartShip will always process at wholesale, but they won't be able to go shop individually in the shop without having their first SmartShip processed. So that'll deter that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it's turned off, like Ann just had mentioned, this is being fixed, that if it's turned off for a month and then they go back in, they will be able to still order as a preferred customer.
Yes, correct. That was an error before, and we want to get that adjusted for that person. So please let us know. We can get the difference refunded.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Also, I had asked you, do you have that list in front of you? I can go back to it.
No, I think I've got it here. You wanted to know about SmartShip bundles coming back?
Ann was asking about that. Yeah. Did they?
Are they not? They're not showing in the store. Is that what's going on? Or
Ann, you're on mute, babe.
When you go to the set up my SmartShip, the bundles are not there.
They're not there.
The SmartShip bundles now.
So can you just relay to him what you were kind of told about that, just so that maybe he can find out what's.
Whoever I talked to at customer support, they just didn't know if there was temporarily not in the SmartShip store or if it's not coming back as a SmartShip option. They weren't really sure.
Oh, I thought it was a points issue.
So that doesn't make any sense to me. And from what I can see, all of the bundles are available on SmartShip right now. So you'll have to try and chase that one down and send off an individual error report to me if you would, because I'm not seeing the same thing that you are. I'm seeing them all in there.
Oh, if I go to business, my SmartShip, and then I go to edit my SmartShip because I have something else on there. It goes to. Sorry, this is the next page with the info.
Oh, you know what? Give me 1 second.
Okay. I'm like, I don't see it either.
No, you're right. You're right. It's not that the items weren't available on SmartShip. It is that more than likely the category was not available. Sorry, one moment.
Sure.
Fine.
Take your time. Urgent update from Valerie Aloisio. Do not send emails to Rachel Harris. Send them all to support.
That's interesting. Rachel, I don't think Rachel would mind if she heard from me. Okay, they're there now.
You just fixed that?
Fixed.
You're amazing.
You see?
Yeah, thank you for letting me know. That was a big one. I appreciate your help.
Ann had a coronary, by the way.
I did. I had a car. I had 4 people already message me. Where are the bundles? I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
Call them up and tell them you worked a miracle. You got it fixed.
Can you tell me, hold on, somebody is trying to ask, we have our team kind of messaging questions now. Do we have anything left on that list? And then I'll look through this list in our group.
We do. Are we charged tax and shipping now on 3 for free? This is a big question.
Let's talk about that.
A lot of people are asking this one. Are we charging tax and shipping now on 3 for free? Yes. Is it a change? Yes, obviously everybody's very aware of this. And here is the pretty much official response. And the thing is, we've had a lot of issues surrounding 3 for free in the past. Things have not behaved the way that they were supposed to, as they were written and defined by the compensation plan. And it was because of system issues. And so now they've actually been corrected, and it's a little bit different. So although we have been happy to subsidize the cost of paying for tax and shipping before in the past, when you look at many programs and companies that offer free product, it's not the way that it works. aspects. And unfortunately, it has been causing us quite a lot of stress and many financial aspects to be doing this for you guys. And as we grow, it was not something that was going to be sustainable. So as unfortunate as it is, we have elected to go the route of the way that many other companies do it, and give you the product for free, which of course we are more than happy to do. You guys have it. It's a wonderful program. We want to keep it going, but we cannot reasonably continue to subsidize. So it's one of those things, to help with the shipping thing. We have, of course, introduced the SmartShip Rewards program, which interplay with each other in a very delicate balance, but in a correct way. And it's a little bit hard to understand. I can review that with you. But you do have the ability now to get free shipping, which is pretty fantastic.
So can you touch on how they interplay?
Yes, yeah, I would be happy to. So here are the couple of other changes that are happening with 3 for Free. Many people have also asked if the volume from 3 for Free orders still counts towards ranks. Fortunately, no, it does not. Right. And when you think about this in a very logical way, it makes sense. I mean, when you're looking at an order that we haven't accepted payment for, I can't understand why we would pay commissions on it. Once upon a time, actually, as recently as last year, we were actually paying straight commissions on each one of those orders. So we were giving product away and we were paying commissions on top of it, right? And then not only that, but all the volume counted. So we were paying commissions twice because people were hitting their ranks, they were making their bonuses, they were doing all these other things. And again, we had not accepted any money for that order whatsoever. So I think you guys would be more disappointed in us if, from a sustainability standpoint, we didn't correct that as an issue, And so it's hard because sometimes you look at these things and they feel like takeaways, but we are in reality trying to do this for the best interest of all of us. I have said many times before that we cannot do it without you guys. And you can't do it without us. And we have to sometimes make these hard decisions to keep us going. And so that's what this is born from. Now, how those two things interplay with each other is, again, a little bit delicate, but can be managed pretty easily. Start thinking of 3 for Free as the program for free product specifically, and SmartShip Rewards as the program to earn the free shipping. Now, since the volume for 3 for Free does not count anymore, any of those orders that are 3 for Free orders are not going to help you qualify for SmartShip Rewards. So there's 0 BV attached to that. So if we were to look at an example, let's say we had, for instance, 110 volume and 3 for Free volume. And in order for us to maintain our SmartShip Rewards eligibility, we have to process a SmartShip order at 110 BV volume every single month. Now, could you use your 3 for Free volume on your SmartShip? Yes, absolutely you could. What you would want to do, however, is make sure that that singular SmartShip that you're using that discount on either contains an additional 110 BV, or you set up a different SmartShip for 110 BV in order to continue that going. So if we were in an instance where we earned 110 free volume and we had a total SmartShip set up for 220 BV, and it did the free amount by 110, we paid the additional balance, then everything is gravy. So that way you can use them together at the same time.
That order would ship for free.
That order would ship for free. Your subsequent orders would ship for
before.
free. Yeah, I mean, that's really the best way to do it. I like thinking of more as the one-time order, usage. I mean, I like understanding it in that view. For me, that really makes sense because then that doesn't muddy the waters by a little bit. But as long as you continue to maintain 110 BV on your SmartShip, then you're going to continue to earn SmartShip Rewards. So does that make sense? I know it's a little trickier than it used to be.
So no matter what, for the next 3 months, we should anticipate paying for the shipping. And then, if we haven't already qualified for SmartShip Rewards, which a lot of us haven't, honestly.
Yeah. Many haven't. Yep, it's okay.
So for the next 3 months, you would do that. And then the smart thing to do is, like you said, just make your one-time month order for over your free shipping by 110. Over your free product by 110, and then you've covered all your bases in one order, and you don't have to pay shipping at all.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. So a little bit tricky there, trying to think if there's anything else that would be important to cover, but that's the one question is, if we were to use them together at the same time, how would we do it? And that's
just don't get rid of it and we'll be gravy.
No worries.
I'm just glad
that was a good That's a good analogy though of it, because in my mind, I kind of saw them only playing together at that moment of checkout, right? So that's how, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was thinking about, okay, how am I going to make this work so that I'm not, gypping myself, but also listen, I came from a company that was open for 25 years, made a lot of bad financial decisions, gave everything away to the consultants, and they closed. And that was worse than anything. I would rather pay my $15 shipping.
Right. Yeah,
So
and although that's sad to hear, I'm glad to hear you say that, because we don't want to put you guys in that position.
I always say I'm always very much in a realistic frame of mind about the financial health of the company that you're working for, because there could be no company quicker than anybody realizes. I mean, if you look at that free shipping I was saying to Ann before, free shipping on the Smart Ship rewards, and then not charging us shipping for, what our auto ship or whatever, then that's $30 a month per consultant that earns it, per all these hundreds of that. Like, that's insanity of what it must have cost you, plus the taxes that you guys are paying on it too. So
right.
That's fine.
You're so right. So we improve our company health, and then we can continue to offer guys more and interesting programs from there. Like we can continue to build. So
I don't know what that was. My recording is 40 minutes, so it ends. Is there anything else in the email? But I mean, we can jump back on if you have anything else to cover.
No,
but
it seems like we've covered everything that you sent to me. Okay. Do you have anything else that's coming in that's quickly answered?
So a lot of what's coming in, I'll be honest, is personal stuff, like on there. So I'd rather handle it from that point of view. Oh, Liz Seaman. So there was an email yesterday about gift cards, and it said something to the effect that anyone can use them, but then the attached video said only new enrollees could use them. What is the
official answer is that only new enrollments can use them. Okay. And I would have to apologize for the confusion there. I'm not sure how the copy ended up that way with marketing. But so apologies for the confusion. That's actually wrong. Basically what ended up happening is that we had originally built out the functionality with anybody being able to use them. Towards the end of the process, Blake and Brad had come to us and said, we would like to maintain this as the way that it is. And we said, okay, we're not here to argue with you guys. If you want to make it that way, that's your decision. So we changed functionality by a little bit. And so that may be where the problem was, because it was just differently communicated there up until basically the last minute. So yes, gift cards still, as of right now, only able to be used on new enrollments. Yeah, we have many capabilities with our gift card programs that could be expanded upon. We also have up our sleeve and maybe coming sometime in the near future many capabilities for coupon programs as well too. So we'll let you know about those things as they develop. But in the meantime, right now, nothing changed. Same as it was in the old system. Still, gift cards are used on new enrollments only.
Okay. And are you experiencing any kind of difference between how somebody pulls this up on their mobile device in terms of Android? Somebody is commenting that they have an Android, they're using Chrome and Samsung Internet from their laptop and having multiple errors. Are you seeing that across the board? Is that something that's kind of just being worked out?
I'm not, but of course, it's relatively impossible for us to test every combination of browser device. So any reports of those that you do get, please filter them through support. You can send them off to us, and we'd be happy to investigate, because we want to get that fixed ASAP. So.
Okay.
I have a question about the Canaway Cash, this new thing we're doing, which is pretty cool. Is it for BAs only or customers also? Currently
available for everybody.
Everybody. Okay, because Wendy at customer service doesn't know that. She told me it's just for VAs.
So that's a throwback. Previously all of our promos have only been available to anybody that had access to wholesale pricing, right?
Okay.
So BAs or preferred customers, right? Is what we want people to get the sales. So true to that standard is probably where she got that answer from. However, when I was told to build the promotion for that one, nobody told me to make it for BAs only, so I made it for everyone, and it has remained that way, and I haven't been told to change it, so it's available for everybody.
Okay, I wasn't posting it on my customer page until I heard it out of Nicholas's mouth.
I told you he said that last week.
You did, right?
Yeah, you're good. I can't see the
reason. So many things I've been.
Yeah.
trying to keep track.
And then one important point, when you see that Canaway Cash will appear when you go to check out the following time. I don't know if anybody has tried it yet.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
But if you haven't seen it, there's nothing that says, hey, you've got this much Canaway Cash pending. But when you go to check out and you've got an order that's more than the amount that you have to use, so if you got $60, and as long as it's $60 or more, then you'll see it come off of there when you go to check out. So automatically.
Awesome.
Yeah, fun stuff.
That's going to be available. So is the Canaway Cash available immediately, or it's for the following month's purchase?
No, correct. Available immediately. So if you finish the purchase, then the very next one will get that Canaway Cash chopped off of it. I think there is an expiration date of Canaway Cash of the end of August. So must be used before the end of August, but other than that, can be used right away.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm sure we're going to have 1,000 more questions, but these are the ones that, everybody's loves their free product. They want to know where their customer orders are. Everybody's kind of like learning. We just want to know the quickest way of how, yes, I know that eventually this is, when we get used to it, going to be miles beyond the other system.
Oh, it will, especially for free product. I mean, we've teased it before. It will actually show you on your dashboard, you have this amount in free product.
Yes.
We couldn't do it this month because we weren't able to calculate it off the migration information.
Okay.
But starting as of next month, we'll be able to calculate it off current months.
That's cool. That's pretty awesome. And I love that it's just calculating the top 3. Nicholas, thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Good luck with everything. And of course, if you have any more questions, don't hesitate.
Enjoy your family time.
Yes,
I will.
enjoy
It'll
your
be
time.
great.
Have fun at the wedding.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.